What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Bolero Sam here with Gab and Maui. What's up, guys?
Yes, finally, a preseason game that did not feel like a preseason game.
I think Gab is
Lasal
talking
UP
about the Phil Oil opening day game. Yung last game, we had a banger between UP and Lasal. So we are going to talk about that. Nakita nyo naman sa title ng video na to. We're going to talk about our takeaways from the UP versus Lasal game last Saturday. So let's get started.
And before we get started, Sam, I think the subscribers, our viewers, you deserve an explanation of why we're putting a special episode just for UP and Lasal.
Kaya pa ba
Well,
explain? That was a
Hindi,
banger of a game.
There were so many games, and yet we're highlighting yung UP Lasal because this was a battle of the Titans.
We have
And
to.
the-
Di ba?
Championship
Rematch.
favorites.
Championship rematch.
And as I said, they did not play it like a preseason game. Pretty much taking
It
it
was
seriously.
very physical.
Sukatan nga.
Napaka-physical nung game. Oh, sukatan.
Sukatan.
Gusto ko yun, Maui. Sukatan. So,
Preseason
umpisa
ano,
na natin.
27.
Umpisa na natin. Gab, key takeaways from that game. Wag mo naman ubusin in one go. Maybe share one or two.
Okay. So I'll do one first, then I'll let one of you guys do one of the other takeaways. So my first takeaway was precisely, I just said it. This did not feel like a preseason game. I wanted to if I could call or text Coach Topex and Coach Gold, sabihin ko sa nila, Coach, baka pwedeng take it easy muna. This is not what you're playing for, ah. Preseason pa lang to. Guys were falling down all over the court. Gary Stevens hit his head. KQ suffered a concussion. People were throwing elbows. They were trash talking. Jerry Abadiano just plain out pushed Mike Phillips. Hindi mo lang tinago. He just plain pushed Mike Phillips out of the way. I wanted to tell the guys, may UAE pa tayo ilalaro sa September. I don't want any injuries to any of your key players. They played their whole rotations. Both teams played their entire rotation. Their rotation for season 87, what you would expect, that was it. This was it for UP Lasal. And you could see that there is definitely a rivalry between these two. Pareho sila maangas. Both, they have players who love to trash talk, who love to taunt. Both teams have that. On Lasal's end, there was CJ Austria, Mike Phillips, Jonel Policarpio. Those three were, I think, the head of the snake of the taunting and trash talking of yung on the Lasal side. And then for UP, there's Harold Alarcon, there's Jerry Abadiano, there's JD Kagulangan, Francis Lopez. They were taking this game seriously. It's like, I don't know if there's actual bad blood between the two of them, but it felt like it. Grabe. I was stunned by how these two teams played that game. Just playing all out in the first preseason game of Phil Oil. The first game. And they have many more games to go. Plus the UAAP season. That was my first takeaway. This was a hell of a game. Did not feel like a preseason game. It felt like an actual rivalry brewing between these two. And how could you not? Lasal beat them in 3 games, denied UP the championship. Obviously, UP wants revenge, and they got one here. Maui.
Yeah. I think Gab said a lot of the same thoughts as I have. Except that I think yung Lasal rotation is different. Could be different come UAAP time. I think a couple of players, probably KQ, Policarpio, Abadam, Phillips, and maybe Agunane played yung minutes that we expect. But there's a lot of players that could still crack the rotation. I thought that VJ David was really clobbered during this game. If there was a player that was clobbered, 7 turnovers in 17 minutes, man. That's not something that you can do in the UAAP. That's not something that you can do if you want to be that starting point guard. I think there's a reason why LaSalle decided to make Keiki the primary playmaker during the second half, especially nung late game. We also, one of the surprises to me was actually si Drew Dongo was getting minutes sa
Doy
crunch time.
Dungo. Yeah.
Doy Dungo was getting a ton of minutes
And
during
kinain
crunch
siya
time.
ni JD, by the way.
Yeah, and si JD Kagulangan showing the ropes, how a veteran plays in the UAP and how a rookie is treated. But yeah, this was an exciting game. Si Gabby's right. This is a rivalry that has been brewing the past few seasons. I think this is something that we can expect in the UAAP. These are the two teams that I think are probably a few steps ahead than the other teams right now. Maybe NU is the closest, but these two teams are on another level right now. Even if you look at yung Pinoy Liga nila, yung point differentials nila in those games, UP has a point. I mentioned this to you guys. UP has a point differential of I think 140 in 7 wins in Pinoy Liga.
Playing two different lineups.
Playing two different lineups. That's as crazy as it sounds. LaSalle has a point differential of I think close to 50 from their 5 wins. Diba? These two teams have been dominating right now. I expect them to dominate the Phil Oil tournament. But this is the right platform. Pinoy Liga kasi you can play players that are not eligible, diba? For the coming UAAP season. But with Phil Oil, it's only players that are eligible who are getting burned. I think we see more experimentation in Pinoy Liga. Si Gab will probably talk about this later that UP has decided not to go with multiple power forwards on the wing slot. Terculas wasn't getting that wing that small forward minutes. Lopez was playing exclusively as the power forward. Belmonte was also playing at the power forward. It's a lot to be excited about. I think these types of games, it's ano lang, for me, it's a bit anticlimactic that we get this as the first game. But it's a good opening weekend for Pinoy Liga because we had a spectacular opening weekend. Sorry, for Phil Oil. We have, thank you, by the way, to Phil Oil for providing us also with media passes. We'll surely use that the whole tournament. Sam, any of your initial thoughts?
Legit
think
na
for
tayo,
me,
boys. Yun lang, wait lang. Gusto ko sabihin. Legit na tayo. Media na tayo, pare.
To the UAAP, di ba? To the UAAP, please give us media passes also for season 87.
Shout out to our friend Nico who we bumped into during the Phil Oil tournament nung Saturday. Shout out to him. But anyway, I think Gab mentioned it. For me, on the LaSalle end, I think yung isang key takeaway ko, yung LaSalle angas is really back. With guys like CJ Austria and Jonel Policarpio. Those guys don't back down. We know yung physical defense ng UP, that's like a trademark of UP's defense. Pero itong si Jonel Policarpio at si CJ Austria, hindi umaatras eh. Sabi mo nga, Maui, sukatan na. So I really love that yung physicality din na pinapakita ng LaSalle against UP. For me, it's very entertaining, no? But to the point na, to Gab's point, wag naman kayo, wala namang sapakan or anything na below the belt, diba? So, that one, napansin ko talaga. Like, you can see anytime there's a scuffle or whatever's happening, CJ Austria or Jonel Policarpio or both are there at the scene immediately. Yung shout out ko. And then, on the UP side, a bit disappointing to me, but I think Maui, you pointed it out, no? There's less experimentation with UP here. So if you noticed yung rotation nila, it was actually a lot tighter and very familiar to yung rotation nila last season. So if not for that Gani Stevens injury, I don't think like Sean Alter would have played 13 minutes. He probably would have played less. I was expecting someone like Chico Briones or Belmonte or Torculas to play way more minutes, at least one of them. Pero I think they each played like 10 minutes each. So, yun lang yung or less. I think si Torculas na yung pinakamarami at 10 minutes. So, yun lang yung medyo surprising for me na I was expecting more of those guys that we're seeing a lot in Pinoy Liga to get more minutes, but Gabby here is smiling, and I think he's been saying this all the season long. So, as a UP fan or as a fan of like these younger guys, these wings na we've been watching in Pinoy Liga, doon lang ako medyo na-disappoint, but I know it's a big game din also, di ba? It's a big game against Lasal, so you really go with your tried and tested guys. And Harold Alarcon defending KQ at the end of that game, despite being slightly undersized. I think he was defensive player of the game, and I think it was well deserved for Harold Alarcon.
He's been the guy defending KQ since last season pa naman, di ba? He's always
sa
defended
finals.
KQ yung pretty well. Yeah, that familiarity with KQ's game, they're both mga bata ni Coach Gold and UN played together. So, obviously, si Harold is gonna be the main guy to take on KQ, along, I think, with si Raylan Torres, who also had this turns yung defending KQ in the finals. One other takeaway, though, are we moving to our next one? One other takeaway I had from this game.
Sorry.
One other yung takeaway I had from this game, JD Kagulangan is still the best point guard in the U double fucking AP. This guy is just so good. He's just so good. He never looks like he's out of control. No, if you watch him, he always
Meron lang
looks
siyang,
like he's under
bad
control.
shots, I would say. May bad 3-point shots siya na parang pinilit niya earlier, pero bumawi siya sa dulo. Clutch.
You probably earned that.
Anyway, go ahead.
You earned that shot. Diba?
Same with Maui. Honestly, Sam,
earned that
I don't
shot.
care. I don't care if he puts up bad shots. To him, it must be a good shot, and I will trust this guy.
Yeah,
This guy just-
I know.
He's so clutch. He's so under control. He makes that whenever he's in the game, it seems like the UP offense is humming to no end, and he knows how to find his teammates, whether they're on the fast break, yung running out, whether it's off the pick and roll, off a drive to the basket. He just knows where to position himself and where his teammates are positioned for him to get the ball at those spots. This makes Maui said it in our chat, and I had flashbacks. This makes his benching in Game 3 of the finals look more stupid. Because I just don't get why JD was on the bench in the clutch time in Game 3 of the finals. This guy is so clutch. His plays at the end of that game were unbelievable. Yung sabit niyang layup
that's
over,
true.
I think, Mike Phillips, his fadeaway over Doy Dungo, his I forgot his other back shot over KQ from the right wing. Just incredible, man. This guy just makes clutch plays over and over again. For this season, sorry, Coach Gold, I know you might like si Jajan Felicilda, but you gotta play JD all the way.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Diba?
Bulk of the minutes.
He's the guy.
It would
I
have been
think
a different result kung siya yung nag-play
Exactly.
the last few minutes nung
Yeah.
now a lot of UP fans that I know and our subscribers kept on saying JD was having a bad game. That's why Coach Gold went with Jan. And to me, same answer to Kasam, I don't care. You put JD in at those moments because the guy won you a title season 84
Tama naman.
with the
Tama.
biggest shot in UP history.
Tried and tested. Diba?
Tried
Always
and
beats.
If LeBron was having a bad game, you wouldn't sit LeBron down in the last few moments of the game.
Grabe naman. LeBron to JD Kagulangan.
Diba? Hindi, really.
Well,
LeBron James to, ah.
gagawin ni Darvin
LeBron
Ham
James
yun.
to, ah.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
LeBron.
James.
LeBron Lopez.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
that JD
Yeah, but I
makes
get your
that
point.
UP.
Yeah.
JD makes that UP team hum, and he's just so good, man. I've said it since I think season 85 na JD Kagulangan is the best damn point guard in the UAAP, and I don't think anyone comes close to his level of control of the offense. Maybe to an extent si Fortsky. He's the guy na I only see na talagang kontrolado yung sarili niya and yung buong offense. But JD, man, incredible. That was one of my takeaways. I bow down to this guy. Incredible. Sam Maui.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with that. Again, hindi natin maintindihan why Coach Gold decided to go with Felicilda to end yung Game 3 last year. Maybe it's because Felicilda was more consistent, di ba? From the previous season. Si Kagulangan struggled right off the bat last year. But it's JD Kagulangan. It's a guy that's won you a UAAP title, your first title in 30 plus years. It's a tried and tested guy. And I think this offseason si JD has really made it a point to show that it's my team. It's me. I have to start at point guard. I will start at point guard. Because from most of the games that I've seen, I think si JD has been the one starting, di ba? A recurring theme we've seen kasi nung season 86 was Felicilda starting and JD coming off the bench. I don't know if that's a byproduct of an undisclosed injury or him just really struggling last year. But this season, they have to roll with JD. I think this is that statement game. This is that game that cements him as probably their starting point guard for the foreseeable future. You have to reward the guy. I mean, he decided to come back, di ba? He could have easily gone pro. He still decided to come back and play another season. Diba? This guy can probably make the pro team. He can probably make the PBA. He's been playing also with strong group. Diba? He's been playing with strong group and also had an impact. So hopefully we don't see a Jerome Lastimosa type of situation where this guy gets injured. I think that JD Kagulangan could be primed to have a big year. We expected Alarcon to take that next level last season. It's looking like that maybe JD could take that next level, take that deep this season. That can catapult yung ano niya, pro career niya. Yeah, I have to agree. If you look at my key takeaway for this game was basically how UP showed that they have the best backcourt rotation in the damn UAAP. Diba? LaSalle just really struggled to play players. They struggled to play players on their backcourt. It's one of the reasons why in our succeeding episode, I mentioned that Guliena could potentially crack the rotation. LaSalle just struggled to put up that point guard. And it makes no sense, as we mentioned before, that they decided not to make it everything in their power to retain More Allow. Diba? Kasi More Allow was proven last year sa preseason. And it's showing that maybe LaSalle, yun yung butas ng LaSalle this coming season, yung backcourt rotation. We've seen Abadam play point guard. That's not Abadam's game, in my opinion. I think si VJ David is their only option right now at point guard. Our subscribers have been saying maybe si Rubico should be getting more minutes, but he hasn't shown anything to get more minutes. Ethan Alyan hasn't shown anything to get more minutes, di ba? So maybe they roll with
No.
So maybe they roll with a ton of wing players with Kevin Kiambao. But as we've seen in the past, I think si Gavas mentioned this countless times, even during the finals. LaSalle has really struggled with KQ as the primary playmaker when it's versus UP because they have a ton of guards, they have a ton of wing players that have different can match up with KQ differently. KQ was able to dominate in games 2 and 3 of the finals last year because because LaSalle decided to make him a secondary playmaker, decided to play off of him sa post, diba? So it's something that we can monitor. It's something that we can see. Maybe LaSalle has to really experiment this offseason to make up that rotation. I think that despite having probably one of the strongest teams, that they have a lot of question marks to be answered. UP on the other hand, right now just looks they have basically the same rotation with Ododu just probably getting and Gani Stevens getting new minutes ni Dio from last season. So we'll see how if there's a drop off. Malik Dio was also one of the top, has been also one of been the top FSAs in the UAP in its history, di ba? So we'll see if there's a drop off, but I think other players will step up. Another thing I'd like to add about UP is if they're not going to play Briones and Belmonte and Terculas on the wing slot, what happens to them when Baila comes in, di ba? I mean, si Briones played 4 minutes. What happens when Baila comes in? Does he continue to play or will Baila get to crack the rotation? That's the question. Kasi it seems to me that very defined na ang rotation ng UP right now. They've been playing basically the same rotation from last season and playing them on the same positions, diba, right now. Sam?
Yeah, good point on the rotations. So, question ko sa inyo is, so far because this is the eligible lineup, 'di ba? For season 87, yung pinapasok nila sa Phil Oil. Anything that stood out in terms of the lineup that we saw play during the games yesterday? Like, meron bang nagulat ka hindi masyado naglaro? Meron bang nagulat ka na wasn't even part of the roster from yesterday's games? Or you expect should make it to season 87 from either of the teams? Like, for example, sa Lasal, I don't know, may point guard ba silang mahatak, Alyan or whatever? Gab?
Maui alluded to it a while ago. Two things, no, and one of my notes from the game was Chico Briones is screwed. He got 4 minutes. You mentioned in a past episode with the departure of CJ Cancino that his minutes would probably go to Chico Briones. Nope.
As one of the best
Not
shooters on the team, diba?
Oh, as a shooter, a big wing, even a guard at 6'4", 6'3". You'd think that he could crack the rotation. Nope. He's screwed for season 87. I don't think he's gonna get minutes. With how Coach Gold played that rotation, he's mostly going with a combination of Torres and Alarcon at small forward and some combination of Abadiano, Fortea, Terculas, and Kagulangan as the guards. And maybe just interchange those 6 guards together. But yeah, Chico Briones played 4 minutes. And that was the full UP rotation, full UP lineup showcased in that game. And he played 4 minutes. 4.5 minutes. Okay, I'll give him the 30 seconds. But, yeah man, and sasabi mo nga, Sammy, wala si Jacob Baila. Wala pa si Jacob Baila. So, I would have been happy to see Chico Briones take some of the minutes that CJ Cancino left behind. But it looks like it's not going to be the case. He got a layup, and that was all we saw of Chico Briones for the entire game. The other observation, and that surprised me the most, niloko tayo, Maui. Akala natin maging wing player si Terculas or they would play a combination of maybe si Terculas and Lopez at the same time with one of those two playing the wing positions. Maybe si Belmonte playing a wing more. But no, they all three played exclusively at power forward. And
dito na no? Against Lasal, a team playing big. This should have been the game that they tried.
So that was very disappointing. Very, very disappointing for me. I would have wanted to see more Lopez play as the wing, but it looks like his role is essentially the same as last season. He will play off passes from JD. He will play off kick-outs from the other guards, the other players, and he'll use his athleticism to overwhelm the other players from the other team. And in fairness, he had great passes from the top of the key, but that was essentially all the playmaking he did. I'm kind of disappointed. I would have wanted Francis to do more playmaking on his own, show off those perimeter skills. But it looks like Coach Gold will leave a lot of the playmaking to his guards again. Other than that, those were the two biggest surprises, man. Maui, Sam.
Yeah. Ako, one of the things that I've seen the past few weeks, not just in this game, when it comes to Lasal, is si Raven Cortez. with Henry Agunani starting to round up, where do you get minutes also, diba? For Raven Cortez, I think he showed some flashes late last season. Also during the early Pinoy Liga, diba? One of the games that all three of us watched live was actually Raven Cortez just dominating. So it's a bit surprising that he only got 9 minutes, but it's understandable, diba? Agunane, Cambao, and Phillips, and potentially si Policarpio. We also eat up front court minutes for Lasal. What's a good surprise for me is si Boris Manasigan started the game. This is a guy that I think has had a pretty good off-season. I think that he has even surpassed probably si Abadam to a certain degree. Lasal needs shooters for next season. It's the reason why VJ David will also get a ton of minutes. Maybe they will reduce yung playmaking and just revert back to the VJ David that we saw last year, a 3-and-D point guard. What's a bit concerning to me talaga ito Lasal is yung playmaking, di ba? We've talked about this even last season. When Evan Nelly was not on the court, Lasal really struggled, di ba? And when now they will have minutes that they don't have Nelly and Cambao, di ba? That's gonna be a big thing to monitor for the season. Players like Abadam, Marasigan, and VJ David, and even Policarpio will probably have to step up when it comes to playmaking. I think we've seen flashes with Policarpio. Clearly, yung training nila with Migs Aitona has been, especially for the big wing players, have been very good. Even si Pablos is showing flashes, diba, of yung improvements of the off season. But yeah, when it's UP rotation, it's a bit predictable. When it's Lasal, I really think that we haven't seen what's gonna happen for next season. Just the key guys will probably yung expectations natin. Si Agunani has been a welcome surprise kasi very negative yung initial feedback natin. We know that he dominated CEU, same with Balogun, di ba? But Agunani wasn't playing very very good nung start ng Pinoy Liga. But it looks like he's rounding up. He's a very versatile big man who doesn't just play on the post. I really like yung face-up game niya. I really like that he can run the fast break. I really like that he has handles. He's looking scary. If he can put it all together come UAAP time, he's probably leaps and bounds the best FSA. I don't see anyone really matching up with him pretty well. Si Balogun was clobbered nung Ateneo Lasal na Pinoy Liga. Si Ododu could potentially be the best matchup. Maybe Omar John, I don't know. But he leaps and bounds ahead. I think if Diouf was ahead of the second FSA, it's Agunani right now who's clearly the best FSA coming to season 87. So that's something that we have we can also monitor. If history dictates, usually the teams that have the best or the most competent FSAs, they're the ones that are contenders come UAP time, di ba? With Kwame, with Embala, with Diouf, and even si Chabio. So we'll see this season, will Agunane be worth all the hype? This is a guy that all of the teams, I think, pursued, diba, to be their FSA. So we'll see. It looks like UP is not that confident with Udodu, diba? Kasi they also recruited Jordan Whitmore, past teammate of Kai Soto, who also had his debut sa Pinoy Liga. He's a 7'3" guy who's one and done. So I'm not sure if that's a message to Ododu that he has to play better or he has to be more dominant. So we'll see. But Sam, any other thoughts?
Just another key takeaway because it was so physical, people were taking it seriously. Meron din tayo medyo bad news, diba? Obviously, si Gani Stevens suffered a head injury and I think si KQ also had a concussion. So, I think si KQ na-mention na was like out indefinitely because of the concussion. Mike Phillips also scared, had a few scary moments. Ilang beses din siyang nahulog diving on the floor or crashing
Just wanna
on
say,
the floor. So,
that whole physicality thing, that entire game, Mike Phillips started that. He was aggressive from the jump. He was
Yeah.
he was so aggressive, and he was trash talking the entire UP team and even the bench. He set the tone for that game. He was the guy who started it all.
Di ba? Motor Mike nga naman nickname mo.
Mike nga naman. Oh,
Diba?
Tama naman. So, yun lang. So, hopefully, wala na tayong mga injuries and Gani Stevens, KQ, get well soon. Because we want to see more of this. We want to see the upcoming Season 87 lineup from each UAAP team compete. And, yung good news dito is we'll see all the teams, diba? We'll finally get to see UST. Phil Oil. Phil Oil this coming, I think this, I'm not
Friday.
sure. I have to check this schedule.
Friday ang next game.
Friday, di ba? Meron ba? USD, yeah. So,
UST Lasal, I think.
Yeah,
watch
UST
out
Lasal,
for that,
5 o'clock.
USD Lasal. Before we end, anything else you wanna add, Gab?
Yes.
Other takeaways?
We're not gonna end yet.
Go ahead, Gab.
Dami pa.
Yeah.
We're not gonna end yet. Ano ka ba sa amin? Yung ini-end mo muna tayo, ang dami pa natin pwede sabihin eh.
Go, Gab.
Pinasadaan ni Maui, yung pinasadaan lang ni Maui a while ago, yung problem na Lasal with playmaking. But I'm gonna expound more on it. Lasal definitely has a point guard problem. They are screwed if they don't find a secondary playmaker alongside NU. Alongside KQ. Yes, for now, people yung Lasal fans may say that JC Macalala can play make, so can BJ David, Paulie, and all that.
Abadam.
Did you see?
Paulie,
Abadam.
yeah.
Did you see your turnovers? You see how many turnovers you committed? Maui just mentioned. BJ David committed 7. The reason why UP won this game was because you committed so many turnovers. In the clutch, when UP tightened up their defense, no one could make a play. They miss Evanelli. And if you look at how they played last season in the clutch, Nonoy to a certain extent, but it was Maui. Pero mostly si Nelly, di ba? Pag nasa clutch, bigay mo lang kay Nelly.
Nelly talaga.
Siya yung gagawa ng play. Siya yung gagawa ng play. Siya yung magdidirect ng offense. They didn't have that. Lasalle's offense was ugly at clutch time. They couldn't execute at all. When KQ was being denied, Mike Phillips was trying to make a play.
Juxtaposed to Kagulangan no?
Di ba? Exactly. Juxtaposed to JD, who had the entire UP offense under control, was getting a good shot every time down the floor. Lasal was getting turnovers. Bad shots, turnovers. KQ couldn't lift them out of that. As much as how great KQ is, he needs another playmaker with him.
Kung yung point guard lang sana na maglalaro ng season 88, no? Pwede season 87.
Oo nga.
Grabe si Cortez at Baclaan. Yeah. Both are not eligible. Just to be clear, kasi I have friends who are not sure if Cortez is eligible. He's also not eligible for next season. Even if you come from the NCAA, you have to have that 1-year residency.
Speaking of the clutch, Gab, and speaking of the turnover, I think yung last 2 minutes, parang last 3 timeouts ng Lasal, coming from a timeout, yung inbound play nila was like a turnover. Coming from a timeout. So, it was that bad. And that really spelled the difference. That's why they lost.
It was reminiscent of the Lasal in the first round of season 86, where they scored 3 points in the third quarter. Very reminiscent. When UP locks down on defense, you need someone to righten the ship. That was Evanelli. Evanelli was that guy, and they don't have that one. Lasal doesn't have that guy right now who could steady the ship. Lasal, for the most part, especially pag the start ng game and the start of the third quarter, they're playmaking out of the front court. I don't think Coach Topex is giving the amount of freedom for the backcourt to play make. If you notice in the first quarter, Mike Phillips was making the plays.
Yeah.
He was the one. Oh, yes,
we've been saying that, diba? Even sa Pinoy Liga.
Yeah, Maui.
Parang they're trying to make Mike Phillips a playmaker also.
And in the third quarter, si Paulie naman ang nagpe-playmake from the top of the key. So they're Coach Dobex, I think, is going with a lot of KQ,
He was a bit successful,
Paulie.
to be fair kay Paulie. He was a bit successful.
He was not just a bit, Sam. He went on a personal 8-0 run or a 6-0 run. All by himself. Plus he had a tip pass for a KQ
assists.
dunk.
Mga no-look, tip in.
He had a tip pass. a tip pass to KQ off a missed Henry Agonane free throw that led to a KQ dunk, plus a touch pass to Henry Agonane on the fast break for a dunk that gave LaSalle the lead. So KQ, Paulie has shown that he can play make. It's in the clutch that's the problem. I invite every LaSalle fan or every UA fan to look at the clutch possessions for LaSalle and look at how much they struggled to get a good shot off. Oh man, I'm not optimistic because really, sasabi nga ni Maui, who's the answer? Sino ipapasok nila who can be that guy? Diba? It's not si Rubico, Santi Romero, or si Ethan Alian. Heck, those three cannot even get minutes on the team B ng LaSalle because nga si Baclaan and si Cortez are there. So, it has to come from one of those wings, man. Yung sabi nga ni Maui, si Makalalag, si Austria, Abadam, they will have to step up big time or si VJ David. Okay, let's give some leeway to VJ David. It's his first time being a lead point guard. Maybe he'll develop, no, but what a bad start for VJ David. 7 turnovers against really, really tough UP backcourt. Sam, Maui. I just had to let that out because they were so ugly in crunch time.
Yeah.
Diba, 25 turnovers and 18 steals by UP. I think that's unacceptable. Remember, when you turn the ball over, it usually leads to easy baskets, diba? And when you're in a very tight game, any turnover, not just one, could really spell the difference. Having that many turnovers and having turnovers of timeouts, I think yun yung very concerning diba? Having turnovers of Topex Robinson timeouts is very concerning right now. But again, it's the off-season, diba? LaSalle fans don't have to panic. They still have the best player in the UAAP by far. They still have KQ. They still have time to adjust. Players like David will definitely get a run this pre-season. Players like Abadam will get more run. Marasigan will get run. So maybe we see one of these guys step up. But it seems like it's not one of the guys that we mentioned. It's not one of the guys that are not currently playing, di ba? Sila Alian, sila Rubico. It doesn't look like that they will be the answer. It looks like it will be from one of the guys that are currently playing. It looks like that maybe LaSalle could also be employing lineups with no true point guard. From what I've seen, di ba?
They did, Maui. I think the start of the third quarter, Coach Topex put in Agonane, Phillips, Paulie, KQ, and then Abadam.
All bigs.
All bigs.
Doon sila lumamang, diba? Yun yung humabol sila, doon sila lumamang.
Yeah, that's when they made their run. So maybe we see more of those lineups. It's one of the reasons why I think si Golena will have a spot in LaSalle. Kasi you have to have that energy guy, you have to have that slasher. The same reason that you have to have a shooter like Boris Marasigan, diba? Like VJ David. These players will really have to play off KQ, to play off Phillips, to play off si Policarpio. But I have to say, si Policarpio has really impressed me a lot this offseason. I think that he made the right decision to stay with LaSalle and to continue to train with the best player in the UAP, Kevin Kiambao. Diba? I think we've been saying it. The number one thing that you can do when you're a prospect and you're playing in LaSalle is to just follow KQ's routine, di ba? A player who was a big man and is now transitioning to the guard slot. I think si Pablo has also shown that so far with the small sample minutes. I think si Policarpio is primed to probably have a bigger year. He has to be more consistent. I think that's one of the things that he struggled last season with LaSalle. There were games that he was probably doing more harm than good because of his antics. But I think that Policarpio is that guy. He's a classic LaSalle guy, as we've been saying on this podcast. We've seen him, di ba? He's the same mold
below LaSalle fans.
He's the same mold as Arana. He's the same mold as Cardona. He's that guy, that enforcer, that energy guy. And I'm happy that he stayed with LaSalle. I think that he was really instrumental also with their success last season. And he will be more important this season.
I agree.
Sila ni CJ Austria. Si CJ din,
Yeah,
grabe, palaban.
Palaban.
enforcer no? But I agree,
Yeah.
Maui. I think ikaw yung point out when we first saw Paulie play. He also lost weight, no? He slimmed down. I think he slimmed down, and I think he's really trying to convert to that wing guard position. So I think he's going to have a big role for Lasal this coming season. And I think VJ David, I think again like
No
this
choice.
he went up against UP. Walang choice. So, medyo mahirap din talaga. But they have no choice. VJ David has to step up. And I think he can. He's shown that he can be a solid
Because there's no other
contributor or
point
backup
guard.
guard for Lasal.
They have
Walang
silang
choice.
point.
If
Wala silang
if Ateneo has a big man problem, Lasal has a point guard, a small point guard hole. Dahil mahirap nga naman to fill the shoes of
Hindi mo
Evan
pwede
Moraes.
mag-trade. Si Ian Espinosa
na lang.
bigay natin sa kabila. Tapos kukuha natin si Paulie. Ano si Paulie?
Bra-
Hindi ko pa
comment down
Lasal
below,
doon.
Lasal fans. Papayag pa kayo doon. Comment
Kahit si
down
Raven
below.
Cortez, happy na kami.
Grabe
Trade. Yung kalayo ng
With all
backup
the
point
hate-
guard, diba?
With all the hate that Espinosa has also been getting, which I think is not warranted anymore kasi he's really played better this offseason.
It was just a joke. Joke. I just found that very
If
funny.
you're watching,
problem.
yeah, if you're watching Ian Espinosa, we're just calling it as we see it. We think that you've been playing a lot better this offseason also, and we're looking
Shout out to
forward.
Ian Espinosa.
Yeah, shout out.
Catching strays from Gab.
And I think we
Okay.
can end it there.
Let's end it there. Bago pa may masabi tong si Gablim. Let's end it there. If you have any comments or thoughts about that Phil Oil game between UP and Lasal, please share them down below. We love reading your comments and we love replying to them. If you haven't yet, please like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned because we're releasing another episode tomorrow. This is going to be a back-to-back episode. And tomorrow we'll talk about other UAAP news and quick recap of the Pinoy Liga games that we had last weekend. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.